Okay. Justice. Justice is blind. I don't know. I think because I was watching some content about mods, and they're mods that add like pop culture jokers, and I don't mod games I haven't completed, so I'm not gonna do it. But, they were talking about, they made like references to, different pop culture things, and a couple of them are Arrested Development related, and I love Arrested Development. It's so funny. So I've had Arrested Development on the brain here lately. All right. It's your boy, WuMBBAS. Watch me be bad at stuff. Back at it again with another Balatro run. We were grinding through Bluesky on the blue deck this time. After a couple of failed attempts in the last run of the night, we got a good run going, and we actually did it with flushes. It was fun to come back to flushes. Got a bunch of like really lucky and interesting negative jokers in this one. Found some new stuff, got some good synergies rolling. So, hope y'all enjoy it. Oh, blue steak. I can tell you're gonna be a bastard. Okay. Well, I mean, that's a full house of face cards, so can't complain about that. $360 and we make $4, so it's good in the long run, but I'd rather, come on, something cool. I mean, I guess we could go smeared, because I mean it just makes flushes super easy, and start doing flushes. Okay, sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, man, I think we'll just start throwing flushes. That's fine. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Hopefully, I guess we're looking for what's the agate, the onyx agate, and then we'll start turning everything we can into. I mean, this is pretty good, but we don't have a lot of discards to make it valuable. You know what? I think I like riffraff, so that we can kind of comb for things. Those are decent to comb for. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. Cool. We'll make $4. Sweet. Knowing my luck, I'll get something that I actually don't want. So let's sell this for the $2 and then just go to the next round, because we will buy the other one. We got a bank card, we got a credit card, and then plus 10 mult if it's a flush, and we are already playing flushes, so it's not bad. Not bad. That'll do it. Okay. Okay. Ooh. Ballot seems risky. Okay. I was just saying that that's an option. So, was that... Let's see. Okay, it wasn't. So we have one more hand to pick up paintbrush. Paintbrush is really good with flushes. Okay, next. Open. Okay, so for every face card we hold on to, we still get the other buffs. Let's try to... Yeah, okay, cool. That is 3 face cards that we can hold on to, so hopefully we'll make a little bit of money. Hey, we made money. Cool. There we go. Contains straight. Well, I guess we're playing flushes. That's where we need to be with it. I think that means we can get out of riffraff now. By this. Yeah, and then we'll open one of the Jumbo Arcana packs. Here we go. Flip that. Where were we? We were Death Magician. I mean, I guess we could just keep flipping things, because it does make it easier for us to make flushes. And I guess we're going the dark route. Okay. We'll select there. Yeah, I mean, I guess we're just incentivized to make the best hand we can. So we'll pitch those. I mean, that is a flush. That's a straight flush. So we'll do that. Yeah. A royal flush, sorry. Okay. I mean, don't get me wrong, we aren't keeping any face cards in hand, so we won't get reserve parking trigger. But $30. Well, let's open the spectral. Wraith or ectoplasm? Wraith seems real risky, and ectoplasm, knowing my luck, will hit this. So I think we're out of that, and we'll do ectoplasm just because. Yeah, of course. Well, I guess it's just a flat 10 for our build. That's a flat 3 for our build. Ooh, okay. You know, since we did just do that, I'm okay picking up a Space Joker. They don't fit.
They're like a solid inch too small.
Hmm.
In the length.
Okay. Okay.
These white shoes.
All right, and then more flushes. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll make $11. Okay, and then we'll pitch down. This was unfortunate as far as like what we've got going on, but I mean, I guess a flush is a flush one way or another. Because of course we just swapped over a bunch of stuff, so. Alright, that's a flush that'll at least score me some extra chips. I mean, like I said, none of my stuff is like buffed anyway, so it's not a huge deal. There we go. Okay. You know, we can get reserved parking back. Or we could just be smart about our discards. I'd rather have the money. The better opportunity for money. Speaking of money. That works. I would like to turn these into bonus cards, I guess. Doesn't super help, doesn't super hurt. And then I'd like to make my rerolls cheaper. Because of that, we can go down. I mean, again, for our build, that is what we're trying to do. Probably better than just getting bonus chips. So there we go. ×2. All right. Yeah. Weird that we got dealt that now, but okay. And then we got dealt another one pretty short after. Super okay with that. All right. Okay. There we go. I think we open this spectral first. I mean, that's... That seems really risky. I don't think I'm going to do that. Let's throw... Sure. And then Arcana. Money? No money. Okay, well, that's fine. But I can now, because that's happened, we can do that, which I'm okay with. We will buy a fool and the justice. Justice is blind. God, dude, that is so stuck in my head. Okay. Yeah. There we go. No level up. But hey, I mean, level 5 flush is pretty good. And then we can flip these into spades so that they give us more value. I didn't even look and see what I needed to be discarding. That is on me. I'm flubbing on money. Not as good right now. I would usually be stoked, but not as good right now. Okay, we'll take 15 bucks. And then crack this. Ooh. You know, not bad. Not bad. All right. On to the next. All spades are debuffed. How did I not read the blind? Lord. Okay. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. I'll pitch these and hope. Yeah, okay, cool. I guess we want the 7 to be glass. A, because it might break it, and B, you know, it might. Okay. Yep. And now we're just kind of in trouble, but it is a royal flush, so like, huh? Hey, we can level up on the royal flush. Well, yeah, I was about to say that ought to be enough. Okay. Onward and upward. There we go. I don't really have anything I'm scaling, so this isn't terribly good. We'll buy a celestial. Up our flushes a little bit more. Not mad about that. Standard pack. I mean, sure. And then 1 reroll. Okay. We want to keep our money around 50 because we did buy seed money, right? I have that voucher. I'm not crazy. Yes. Okay, good. Good. And then we just kind of play normally. There we go. You know what? I'm willing to play a little fast and loose with our discards right now. Of course, we need to discard 7s. Why am I like this? We'll just discard this so that I can make some friggin' money. Okay, there we go. I mean, this ought to get us there. I mean, a level 8 flush. It didn't. Okay. Well, that aside, with most of our deck flipped into either spades or clubs. Okay. I mean, we could, again, make our money back, which I wouldn't be mad about. I only have 2 options for a moon anyway, so that's fine. And then the option to cut things, make things bigger, or turn stuff to glass. I'm going to turn this 8 into a glass 8. Fine with that. All right, let's do a little heavy re-rolling. I mean, sure. No. That's what we want. Again, it's not going to get us there right now, but it will. I think our money's in a good place, and we just need flat mult. So that'll do. And then we will play a pretty well beefed up flush. That's going to give us plenty of mult. And we'll sell this when we come across the Onyx Agate, just because that is going to be strictly better. You know, I actually think we'd probably get there, but that's 15. Yeah, I think we say screw it and don't try to break the 7, just because we have the opportunity to do so. Okay. Here we go. That'll work. And we get $3. Pick up some money. That doesn't do anything for us. I mean, I guess we are digging for a specific card. None of those are it, so bummer. There's $8 gone. And then none of these are what we're going for either. I guess we're going for a straight flush, kinda. Sure. Yeah, nope on both of those. Nope. Crud. Yeah, it's not worth going below 50 for, so that's fine. We need is cards. Yeah, that's gonna do it. Okay. Yeah, we're getting plus 10 and a times 2, so at least that's doing something. I mean, oh no, our heart cards are debuffed. Whatever will we do? Put the glass at the end. Because in this specific setup, that is the best option. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, have you ever just felt like all the wind went out of your sails? Man, having to get up and like deal with the dogs and everything really knocked it out of me. I mean, probably still the blue seal, just because the blue seals are so good. $20 is $20. I mean, it's basically the same card. It's just now it's plus 50 chips. I guess that's better than nothing. Like, sure. Sure. So this is where it's questionable whether it's worth it to skip. I think I've proven that I don't necessarily need the cards themselves to be good. Yeah, that would not be good enough. So there we go. Gets us most of the way there on its own. We'll pitch these just for the flavor and try to find slightly better cards, because we do have some gold and some blue stamps, but that'll pass for now. Okay. Yep. This thing. You know, yeah. I was like, you know what? It's not gonna hit, but if it does, woo. I think I would rather turn this into a buffed 9 than not. Okay, and then, yep, we will level up plushes. We will make our toilets stronger. Okay. And then, yeah, well, we're just going to play both of them. Like, whatever. Like I said, it's not the end of the world. If we, well, actually, here, we'll cut the 9 and the 8, because who gives a shit? And then do that. Nice. Yeah. And then hit him with the same. Would we have been able to do a flush house if I had done that slightly differently? On that second hand? I'd have to go back and look, but I wonder. Ooh. I'm not gonna get pulled into the trap, because that is super good. But I've already got a better multiplicative joker that I'm probably better off spending money trying to use. We'll take black face cards. And then neither of those do much for me. Reroll. Yeah. Okay. Select the Pilar. I think I'm going to save all my discards just in case. But at least now this is contributing something. 1.5. At least it's doing stuff. Yeah, because now we're kind of in like the trouble zone. Because I really don't want to play that. But I think I would have to otherwise. Yeah, that's annoying. Okay, that's fine. I don't think that's going to get us there. But yeah. That is technically a red card. So 2, 3, 4. Yep. I would have to play this. I don't really want to. I'm gonna risk it with just this 7. It didn't get us there, it's fine. But it did pan out, so thankfully. I would rather blow a hand and guarantee I get a Jupiter. A Jupiter. A Jupy Jupes. A Jupiter. A Jupiter. I think part of the reason why I don't usually go for 2 pairs is because it's Uranus. And man, it doesn't matter how you pronounce Uranus, it sounds bad. Like, you know, if you pronounce it like the way that everyone does, Uranus, doesn't sound good. And if you pronounce it the way that it's technically supposed to be pronounced, Uranus, it still has the word urine in it. So it's just like bad all the way around. Here, we'll put it on the lowest possible card in here if I don't have a decent option otherwise. We will keep leveling up fleshes because that is how we're making our money. Yep, that'll do it. And I think we're up against the ox, so we'll blow a lot of our money anyway. Actually, spicy. If we get a pair, we could do flesh houses and start unlocking that, just because that would be a fun thing. We didn't get a pair, but I would be interested in trying. Nope. This game is like, nah, man, you don't need to do all that. It's fine. I was gonna say, watch it give me a jack, and it did. Awesome. It's not worth it. Like, I'd rather just finish this. This might be, this could be good. This could be good. Another ecto. That seems so risky. My hand size is what, 9 right now? I don't even know how to look at it. I mean, I guess I could count. I mean, 9, it would put me to 7. That seems so risky. But I don't really want enhanced numbered cards either. I think we just skip it because, like, again, that is super risky. And of course, there's not a way to earn money in here. Because why would there be? Yeah, that's not terribly great either. You know, screw it. That way, in case we get caught with this 4 in our hands, at least it's doing something. Well, you know what? I'd rather this queen be able to contribute to my score. So, that'll do. Oh, no, it's discard 2 cards at random. Okay, good. It wasn't... What's the one... What is the blind where you lose... Where if you play the card, then you have to... See, now we just naturally get a flush house. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's way worse than a flush, but unlocking it because it scales with molt so quickly, like, super worth it. Okay. Hey, how's it going, Control 45? How you doing? Okay. Let's look at... This is not awesome. That's annoying. I mean, none of these do anything for me, so screw it. Full house for fun. And then we need to open this because we need to bump our... We got like the worst possible options, but fine. Devil is... probably good for me in the long run. It'll pay for itself in the first shot here, so I don't think I'm gonna win off of this, so but I guess just in case here, let's make this king gold. We'll just hang on to him. It'll be all right. Alrighty. And of course we discarded the king that I made gold because of course we did. Balatro, I love you, but you're driving me fucking nuts. Okay, whatever. We made it to ante-8. As long as we can get past this ante, I'll be happy, because I just want to fucking finish this shit. That's interesting. This would give us another discard. Negative DNA. Ooh. Yeah, we definitely take that. You know what? I think we're going to keep this warm just because having another discard is super valuable. And like I said, we're going into anti-8, so I kind of want to get what we can out of this. And especially if we are going to go flush houses, like that is an option. None of those are great for me, so I guess I'll just take the jack. I probably should have taken the money, but whatever. This is not going to do anything for me. All right. Flip and shuffle all jokers. That's annoying, but not the end of the world. Because really the only thing we need to keep an eye out for, we'd have one rough one and then move these two all the way over here again. Yeah, I'll take a copy of a foil ace. Cool with that. And then play a flush. Indeed. Okay, and then we'll clip these. Like I said, we were really just hunting for like another gold card or something, but that's fine. Play those. Hopefully that'll get us over the finish line, and then we can get another. Yeah, there we go. Alrighty. Jupiter. You'll love to see it. All right. Yeah, actually, I mean, Space Joker's been doing okay. He hasn't been like killing it for us, but he hasn't done bad either. This is interesting. It might be better than just having a fresh discard. Yeah, I think given that because I mean, it's just more malts. That's not bad. I'm fine with digging in a little bit more. Let's see. Devil make something gold. Strength. I think we just go for the more malts, like in general. That's just a good idea. And then yeah, let's crack this and hope for something worthwhile. And it was sweet. Dude, our flushes are strong as hell. That did not do a whole lot for me, so we will skip on. Hey, Pavel Gaming, how's it going? Let's say welcome in. We're about to wrap up, but I mean, hopefully this will get there because, like I said, I've started stream with the. Oh, hey, we did get there. Hell yeah. We started stream with upping the plasma deck all the way to black stake, and then now I'm going through with every deck trying to get blue stake on all of them, and I've done it with red deck and now I'm doing it with blue, and it's taken a few attempts, so hopefully this will pan out. Okay, let's crack the Jumbo Arcana. I mean, money is money. Money is money. Okay, and then we'll open Mega Celestial. Yay, series. Okay, cool. Just because flush houses are fun. If I get one, I'm playing it. Yeah, no, I mean, Black Stake, like, it took me a really long time. I'm doing this the long way just because I want to play. I want to get, like, as much content out of this game as I can because I love it. But I won't move on to the next stake until I've beaten all the available decks on that stake. I know that that means nothing in the terms of, like, the achievements and everything, but it's, like, what I'm putting myself through. And so now I'm on blue stake. Paradolia. And it's a 1.5. I mean, that's not better than anything we've got. So. But, like I said, it is. Well, this is the X. This is photograph. So it's fine to hang out down here. Let's see. It's probably worth playing. Oh, hey, I appreciate the follow, Luna Cruz. Thank you. Yeah, it's just a fun game, and I like playing it. So, like, why not? This needs to go at the end. And then we'll do that, and then try to find our. So this is where this is. That's where our ×2 is. Okay. Alrighty, and then we will do that, and hopefully that'll seal it. I think we might need a little bit more flash to it, but that's pretty good. Yeah, sweet. Okay. I should really, like, lay it out better. But that is the blue deck done on blue stake, thankfully. Like, God. I was really dragging ass on that. let's take this endless just to see what happens. But yeah, these two are now at the end. This is just giving a flat 10. I need to order my hands smarter. But yeah, this was like a whole thing. I mean, it just kind of, Twitch is weird. You never know. Like, I've got a few, like, several people, unfortunately, kind of just, like, popped in and out, which is, like, kind of a bummer. But I appreciate it, you hopping in. And, yeah, like I said, I started just, like, playing. I bought this game, I want to say, on, like, Black Friday. And I didn't touch it until after Christmas because I got really sick and couldn't go anywhere and do anything. So I just started playing Balatro. And I've been, like, straight up obsessed with Balatro ever since. So that's my little journey with this. So I want to, like, get all the hours I can out of it. I do intend to complete it just because, like, again, another fun little self-imposed restriction is that I don't want to mod games that I haven't completed, which is silly, and I could very easily break that. But this game, the mods look super fun, but that means I have to get the gold sticker on every Joker, and I'm like, that's gonna be real rough. Like, just from playing this, like, man, some of these are gonna be real rough. Yeah, I mean, I guess I did just pick up a telescope, so I'm guaranteed to have this. But Flush House is so fun. So it's like, Flush House. For better or for worse, Flush House. Level up 3 of a kind. That ain't gonna happen. Okay. I mean, this could happen. Let's see. I mean, it's probably better. I mean, I guess I'll make a copy of my... Hey, we got a level up on high card. But yeah, having more blue seals, real good. I was about to say, that's how we got through, like, the second run I did of this, where I think I was playing Black Stake with the plasma deck. And, like, that was not easy. It was brutal at times. And 2 buffoon packs. I mean, I guess at this point I'm fishing for... Yeah, those don't help me. I'm fishing for Blueprint or Brainstorm, and those don't help me either. Okay. Oh, there's Egg. Egg. And then Dusk. Solid. It's not even, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love mods, but, like, I want to experience the game for what it is, I guess, the first time I play through it. And that's just been, like, my philosophy with games. Like, if I'm spending my money on it, like, I might as well get as much as I can out of it. And mods kind of, especially for popular games, like, you end up with, like, infinite content, basically. So it feels weird not to enjoy all the content that the creators of the game envisioned first, I guess, is, like, my logic to it. But yeah, no, it's especially, like, if you love the game anyway. Like, I've only truly completed 2 games. I guess we probably turn this into this, right? Like, aside from, like, several Pokemon games from when I was a kid where there weren't, like, achievements, but I've completed Dark Souls 1. So I've played a fair amount of Dark Souls 1 mods just because I think they're fun. And then I have completed Stardew Valley, and so I've played a lot of mods of Stardew Valley just because Stardew Valley is a charming and adorable game. And I was about to say, I've streamed with some of the mods I've been playing too in the past, and, like, man, we almost, like, this is, like, the lowest possible flush. If we get a 5, oh, hey, look, straight flush. Which I don't think is better than a normal flush. But again, I'm here for the fun, not the like, you can't be dealt a straight flush and not play it. It just feels wrong. Okay. There we go. That I need to start ordering this better. I have said that 3 times now and haven't done it because Photograph triggers when the face card triggers, not as the hand is triggered. Observatory. I just beat the boss blind, right? I just beat the boss blind. I did. Okay. So I have some time. I could pick that up if I want it. Because I've got a couple blue seals now. I could end up with some boys hanging out. Yeah, I mean, wild, whatever. It's, even if the wild gets stripped off of it. That is like exactly what you're looking for. You okay? Just high. Like over 200 high or? Okay. Okay. I mean, I probably should have picked up that Justice thinking about it. But yeah, no, so, I mostly play like Dark Souls and like FromSoft games and Stardew Valley. Those are like the main things I played. I played a little bit of like, a few other games on here. I do want to go through and do like a Slay the Spire like playthrough a few times just because I love that game. But I mostly stream this, Stardew, and like FromSoft games. Like the ongoing series on my channel right now is Dark Souls, is completing Dark Souls 2 because I want to play mods on that game, but like I said, self-imposed rules. And I am also doing a lore through of Bloodborne because I'm planning on making like longer form content about Bloodborne, and I wanted B-roll and I wanted me reading the item descriptions for some of that. So that being said, I'm streaming that through my PlayStation and the audio quality isn't as good, so I don't know how much of the live audio I'm going to use from that game, but still. Yeah, I was about to say, as we're cracking over 1 million, this is getting a little rougher. Ooh. I don't think that's better than anything I've got currently, but that is funny. I don't care about the full house. I think we do crack these hunting for... I did personally play Elden Ring. I'm not the hugest fan of it, unfortunately, just because like I like the more linear, straightforward like Souls games, I guess. I think this works the way I think it does. I could be wrong. And I may have just boned myself, but we'll find out. But it's like all the choice of Skyrim with all of the difficulty of FromSoft. So like Elden Ring, like I've played a decent amount of it. I've gotten up to like Ronnie, and I've gotten like really sidetracked and ended up beating like every dungeon I could find in that first part of Laernia. And that took me about 50 hours. And I was like, I am 50 hours into this game and have beaten 2 of the major bosses. Like, I mean, I loved exploring everything, but like after a while, it was like, I wasn't like over leveled or anything. I just hadn't found pieces for my build that actually pertained to what I was trying to do. And like, it just didn't help. Like, okay, so I think because spades and clubs count as the same suit, this will count other scoring cards as also spades. Oh yeah, no, I mean like that's it. Those games are less a test of skill and more a test of perseverance. Like, are you willing to throw yourself at the wall long enough to overcome the challenge? It did work. So Smeared Joker and this, you could play single cards and still get double mult. That's hilarious. Let's turn the left card into the right card. And then let's play our Flesh House, because that's going to make me feel special. But yeah, you've like, especially like most FromSoft bosses, like it's just a throw yourself at the wall until you do it kind of thing. And like for a lot of people, that's like what they want in games. And I mean, myself included, I love like games where it's like a challenge and then like it's about making like the little changes to get better at it. But I can see why a lot of people may not like that, and I totally understand like why somebody would stop playing those games. But I feel like you learn a lot about yourself and a lot about playing games in general when you know, set a challenge like that and then finish a game like that just because. But yeah, I've heard the DLC, the first DLC, not Night Rain, but I mean Night Rain 2, but the bosses of the DLCs of Elden Ring are even harder than like Elden Beast and everything else. So I'm like, it's not even the difficulty of the bosses per se, but like I said, it's more that like all of the options of Skyrim with like a very build focused RPG thought like forward game, like it just didn't rub the spots the way that the other FromSoft games did. Honestly, once it goes on sale on Steam and is like around $30, I'll probably buy it, start streaming it too, just because it is so in the zeitgeist. But I would fully recommend you can pick up a copy of Dark Souls Remastered, the first Dark Souls game, not Demon Souls. Demon Souls is also worth playing, but that's separate. But I think you did. I think you spelled it right. I think that it might be 2 L's, but like close enough. I mean, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I like at some point, like I definitely realized that like saying, okay, I'm going to put this down for a day and come back to it is like one of the biggest difference makers in those games. Cause like sometimes you need a night to sleep on it to like commit it to muscle memory. Because if you don't do that, you'll eventually drive yourself crazy. Like, especially on some of those harder ones. But actually, your experience with Elden Ring is weirdly like my experience with Twilight Princess. And like when it got remastered, I was like, oh, I'd love to finally beat that game. And then I still haven't picked it back up. Hey, I mean, like I said, being stubborn and like overcoming those like walls of like difficulty is like why those games are so rewarding. It's less, like I said, it's less about skill and more about perseverance. If you're willing to put in the time and the effort to like be a crazy person, basically, like you will eventually beat the boss. You will finish the game. It's just, are you willing to put in like the time and the hours to do it? And like I said, it is totally fine if your answer is no. So no, the only one that is PlayStation locked is Demon Souls and the remake, which honestly, I think you could buy a PS3 now for less than $50 and the game itself is like $10. So for the price of a AAA game, you could play Demon Souls. I wouldn't recommend that because the PS3 version of Demon Souls is a mess. But if that was something you were like, oh, I don't think my life will be complete unless I play Demon Souls, like that is an option. And then Bloodborne, which, you know, is one of those things that like everyone is praying for them to do a port of because Bloodborne is just an amazing game in general. And I genuinely hope that they do eventually do a port of it just because it's like such a good game. I did not see what that was. But it, like, part of the reason why I want to make content about it is because it's so good. Like, it's just one of those games where you're like, this is going to change the way I see other games. And like, that's just a cool experience and that doesn't come along very often. But I would argue that every FromSoft game has that kind of appeal to it. So like, no matter what, as long as you're playing a FromSoft game, you're going to get that kind of vibe. But so Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3 are all cross-platform. You can, and Sekiro, technically, are all cross-platform. You can buy them on Steam and like would fully endorse it. Like Dark Souls 1 goes on sale fairly regularly for less than $20. And Dark Souls Remastered comes with Dark Souls Remastered comes with both of the DLCs, or comes with the DLC for that game, and it's like super fun. Yeah, Bloodborne is definitely PlayStation locked, but if you have a PS4, you can pick up a copy of Bloodborne. Actually, I think it may be PlayStation Extra. It may be like whatever the step up from the base tier for it is, but I think it might be free to play. And if it is, and you have access to it, you should 100% play that game. It is so good. They strike a balance of like the speed of everything and like the ability to like continue in the game so well. It's super well paced. It plays really well with like the horror aesthetic. It is super worth your time if you have the means to get it. I think you could even buy like a so not specifically dragons. It's much more like eldritch horror-y, like kind of like Dr. Jekyll or Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of vibes. And then it gets really I'm forgetting his name. What is wrong? Lovecraft. There we go. It gets really Lovecrafty toward the end. So it's not so much that there are dragons, it's more aliens, which is super weird and cool. But it is kind of like gothic British horror-y. It's a really interesting game to play, especially after you've played other FromSoft games. Because Bloodborne was my first FromSoft game, so I of course love it independently anyway. But I would say Dark Souls 1 is probably my favorite. There are definitely dragons in Dark Souls 1. So, not a lot. They're dead. But if you think that's cool, that's definitely an option. And there are dragons in Dark Souls 3 as well. So, and honestly, if you played Elden Ring and got through Elden Ring, you can get through Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3 is not harder than Elden Ring. In my opinion. I will say that up front. In my opinion, it's not harder. I don't know what to change here. You know, I think just turning this 2 into this steel 4 with a blue seal on it's probably worthwhile. In the first game, technically all of the dragons are dead. They're like undead. So, because that is kind of like the buzzword of Dark Souls 1 is the word undead. Because the player character is called the Chosen Undead. Chosen Undead. I'm gonna say, I mean, if you want like little snippets of like how that game goes, I have 2 playthroughs of that game on my YouTube channel that I've streamed. One was I randomized all the items and all of the text. Yeah, so like every being you interact with is pretty much like a zombie, but like it's a specific kind of zombie, like it's its own thing. It's like most of the enemies look kind of like beef jerky. It's really weird, and they're still up like walking around, but like so Dark Souls, basically and you'll get this from the opening cutscene, but basically the story of the game starts with like the Age of Fire starting, and like it's about these like lords finding the first flame and then basically building a whole civilization around it. And then basically the fire starts to go out, and it's about them trying to prolong it, and then them trying to prolong it caused the dead not to die. It caused the dead to return and be tied to like bonfires and things like that. And that's where like that's like the lore justification of why when you die, you respawn at a bonfire. And then it's about like, as people die again and again and again and again, they slowly go crazy. And so you may have heard the term like hollowing or don't go hollow and that kind of thing. That's where that's from, is because as these people die over and over and over and over again, they slowly go crazy. And then that's like the basic enemy of the game, or the people that have died so many times are now just crazy and like aimless where they are. I love the lore of that game. Like full on have a playlist that I fall asleep to of the lore of that game. So like I've spent my fair share of time like delving way too deep into that. I was about to say, it's super worth your time. It's so fun. It is kind of brutal, but like, I mean, again, it's a FromSoft game. It's supposed to be. Yeah, I'll keep making copies of my guy. I don't think I'm getting past this ante, so it's kind of fine. We kind of need to find our best stuff, though. I mean, 2 steel cards. Yeah, I mean, is a flush house more now? No. Interestingly, flush is still better. Well, I guess that means we're probably as good as we're going to get with this right now. So I guess we're probably just better up. No, I would say Elden Ring is the hardest of the games in general. Dark Souls 1 I find the easiest, but I've also beaten it the most times. So like that, give or take. Dark Souls 2 is kind of regarded as like the black sheep of the family because it's super janky. But if you understand like the mechanics and what's going on, it's much less janky. But it is definitely like your first playthrough of Dark Souls 2 is going to be scuffed as hell. Yeah, that's fine. Like scuffed as hell. And then Dark Souls 3 is kind of like a weird in between from Dark Souls 1 and like where Elden Ring is, because it's much faster than Dark Souls 1 and 2. That's another reason why I like Dark Souls 1 and 2 as much as I do, is because they are a slower paced game. But like I said, the speed of the combat and everything in Dark Souls 3 is much more similar to Elden Ring. But I would argue that Elden Ring has much harder bosses and has much more of a challenge up front, because you know, you could run into something that you're so far behind the ability to fight. Whereas Dark Souls 3 is paced in a certain way to where the boss you're going to be fighting is likely about where your level should be. So like, again, that's part of the reason why I like the more linear games. But yeah, I would argue that Elden Ring is probably the hardest, especially if you don't know anything about others FromSoft games. Elden Ring is probably the hardest. Like, for sure. So, like, hey, I mean, that means you've already been forged in fire. It's just, you know, the rest of it that counts. Like, means the rest of it will be baby easy. I was about to say, if you got really into parrying in Elden Ring, and you really like the deflect and parry kind of thing, you might actually like Sekiro too, which is another like FromSoft property and everything. Oh yeah, Tree Sentinel. Yeah, I remember he killed me the first time I walked up to him, and then I was like, I'm good at FromSoft games, I could do this. And then he killed me a couple more times, then I was like, okay, I think I need to get good at horse combat. And then I got on a horse and killed him the first try and was like, yep, that's FromSoft. Fair enough. Like, just all the movement options you have with Torrent is like so good. Like, I mean, yeah, I mean, of course not. You just got out of the tutorial. Of course you wouldn't know what was going on. Like, yeah, they did people real dirty. I've seen people do like enemy randomizers of an Elden Ring, and one of the guys I was watching, the Tree Sentinel got swapped for Millennia, and I was like, oh, that's like the worst possible scenario. Yeah, they definitely did that on purpose to teach you that like this is an open world. You're gonna have to bail sometimes, like for sure. Yeah, the randomizer stuff is crazy. I really want to do a randomizer run of Dark Souls 1 eventually, but